Yes. So continuing with the law spring, uh, earlier we discussed about the first extract, which talked about Sahib. Now, second extract. Now, if you look at the second extract, the ending of the first extract, Sahib is no longer his own master. But the second extract starts with Mukesh insists on being his own master. A contrasting beginning, contrast between the end and the beginning of the first and second extract. Mukesh informs author that he wants to be a mechanic. Author asks if he has any idea about, if he knows anything. So Sahib says that Mukesh says that he will learn. Now Mukesh belongs to the family of bangle makers. Firozabad, famous for bangle industry. For generations, people are involved in that business of making bangles and supplying it all over the world, all over the country. Now, author says that in such a situation, Mukesh's dream seems to be a mirage, an illusion. She's not sure whether Mukesh will be able to fulfill his dream or not. Now, Mukesh's family is also one of the family of the bangle makers. Now, these people who are living there, they don't have any idea that uh, making children like Mukesh working in the such a hazardous industry is illegal. And if the law is implemented strictly, thousands of children like Mukesh will be freed from that condition of working in the what you can say slogging their daylight hours, often losing the brightness of their eyes, working in the very bad condition with high heat of furnace and all that. But these people are unaware of that law and they don't know whether it is legal or illegal. Now Mukesh volunteers to take author to the place where he lives. He proudly says that his house has been rebuilt. Now they both start walking. Now here you see, if you look into the chapter, author gives a detailed picture of the condition where these people live. Now what she says, lanes full of garbage, stinking lanes, choked drains, houses as if they were crumbling, wobbly doors and windows, and human beings and animals living in them together as if they were in the primitive stage. A very clear and vivid picture has been drawn by the author through words, and that presents the living condition of these people. Mukesh stops at one of the house, bangs open the wobbly iron door, enters. It is a half-built thatch. In one corner, firewood stove is burning, on which there is a large vessel in which some spinach is sizzling, and in a platter, more vegetables are chopped up over there. A young woman, a frail young woman, who is a sister-in-law of Mukesh, Bhabhi of Mukesh, comes out and welcomes author. She is very young, but yet she has taken the responsibility of the whole house. She is looking after the three men, Mukesh's father, Mukesh's brother, and Mukesh. Now, Mukesh's father is an old man who was involved in the bangle making, and at this fag end of the life, he has a regret that so much of hard work done during entire life, first as a tailor, then as a bangle maker, he has not been able to send his children to school or do anything for them. Only one thing he was able to do, and that was to teach them the art which he knew, the art of bangle making. What does this show? This shows the regret of not being able to do something. Mukesh's dadi, grandmother, she says that, can a God-given lineage ever be broken? This is his karam, his destiny. What does this show? This shows that these people have surrendered to their fate. They feel that this is what is destined for them and they cannot go beyond that. This is a complete surrender that reflects through these words. She had seen her own husband going blind because of the glass dust. Now, everywhere in Firozabad, now these people, they know only Bangalore, nothing else. Everywhere in Firozabad, in every lane, every street, every courtyard, one can find the unkempt heaps of bangles. Bangles of various colors. Sunny gold, paddy green, royal blue, pink, purple, every color born out of the rainbow. Now, poet has specifically put up colors over here. She wants to present the irony. Irony of what? Now, these people who are making such beautiful things, they don't have any color in their lives. The whole family sits together in the ill-lit room. In the, what you can say, there is only one lamp shouldering the pieces of glasses and working for a long time in such condition. And because of that, their eyes are more habituated of dim light rather than the bright light outside. And what is the result? The result is that many of them become blind even before they become an adult. Now, while moving around that place, author goes to one of the houses where she finds a very young girl, Savita, whose hands moving like a mechanical tongue, picking up the pieces of glasses and joining them in a bangle. Looking at her, author feels whether this little young girl knows the importance of bangle in the life of a married woman. And then she feels that maybe one day she will come to know it. When she herself will become a bride, that will be the day when she will realize what she is doing. Just like the old lady sitting beside her who has bangles in her wrist but no light in her eyes. No light in her eyes can be taken up in both ways, that she has lost her eyesight or there is no joy in her life. Now what she says in her trained voice, एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. Means, just look at the irony that they have been working hard and yet at the end of their life there is one regret that it was not, even one full meal was not available to them throughout whole life. Her husband, who is sitting outside with a white flowing beard, he says that he has been able to make a house for his family. Now hearing him, one can feel that he has been able to do something for which is still a dream for others. The cry of not having money or enough resources to do anything else is very common in Firozabad. The young men, they are echoing the same thing just like their elders. Looking at them, author feels that years of mind-numbing toil have killed all initiative and the ability to dream. Mind-numbing toil, hard work, has taken away their capacity to think something different, to take some initiative. Author asks a group of young men that why don't they make their own cooperative so that they can be free from the vicious circle of the middlemen who have exploited them for such a long time. But these young men are scared. They say that if they do something like that, the police will manhandle them. They will put into jail for doing something illegal. They will be beaten up. Author feels that there is no leader among them. There is no one who can lead them. There is no one who could see the things in a different manner. Their entire talk revolves around just in a spiral, from poverty to apathy to greed and to injustice. That they are the victims of the greed, apathy, injustice, and so on. Author says that looking at them, she could clearly see two distinct worlds. One of the family caught in the web of poverty, burdened with the stigma of caste in which they are born, that is of the bangle makers. Another, a vicious circle of sahukars, the middlemen, the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats, and the politicians. Now if you look at this whole thing, these two worlds, which are these two worlds? One, the world of the ones who are exploited, and other is the world which is exploiting them. And what happens? What happens? Together they have imposed the baggage on the child that he cannot put down. They have put the baggage, responsibility on the shoulders of the child. And before he becomes aware of that baggage, of that responsibility, he has already accepted it. Now, thinking something new, trying to do something new is daring. And daring is not the part of their growing up. And that's why author feels happy when she finds a sense of daring in Mukesh's eye when he says that I want to be a motor mechanic. He thinks something different. But author reminds him that the garage is very far, so he says that he will walk. So author asks him jokingly, has he ever dreamt of flying an aeroplane? Suddenly Mukesh is embarrassed. But this embarrassment is not yet turned into regret. Now, what are the regrets? The regrets of the elders, that in the end of the life, they are towards the end of the life, and they have that regret, that feeling that they have not been able to do anything. But here they have lost all hopes. They have surrendered to the fate. But in case of Mukesh, this embarrassment is not a regret. This embarrassment is just because author has said something which is beyond his reach. And why this embarrassment has not turned into regret? Because still there is a hope that one day he will be able to achieve his dream. And author says, maybe he is satisfied, he is happy with looking at the cars moving around in the streets of Firozabad. And anyway, very few aeroplanes fly over Firozabad. Very few aeroplanes fly over Firozabad. Can be taken in two ways. Very few aeroplanes have the route over Firozabad. And secondly, Firozabad is still far away from development. Now these both extracts, what do they point out? They point out towards the condition of children who are living in a deprived condition, who are not even getting the basic facilities of education. They don't have any childhood. Now, when we talk about childhood, what do we get the idea? Childhood is something which is free of burden, full of enjoyment, freedom. But in the case of children like Sahib and Mukesh, there is no childhood at all. Now, if we look at the whole year, spring is considered to be the best part of the year. Similarly, childhood can be called the spring of one's life. But in the case of children like Sahib and Mukesh, there is no childhood. Hence, their case is the case of lost childhood or stolen childhood. And so the title, and that is The Lost Spring.